How you doing? Austin? Oh, don't want to let these guys go. Austin, you mind stepping outside? Can just talk to you briefly so I didn't have to worry about these dogs? Alright, thank you.
Big dogs.
Big dogs.
How's it going?
Not bad. Yourself? You want to step over here or you want to talk here? What's good for you?
Doesn't matter.
Alright, well, I was step over here a little more. My name is Detective Stahoon, and this is my partner, Detective Klebeck. We want to talk to you about an incident that got reported to us.
Okay.
You have any idea why I want to talk to you? No?
I think so.
Okay, no problem. So, the incident I'm referring to is back on January 5th at about 5:30 at your business. Your business is YangRising, correct?
Right.
Okay. Does that refresh any memories? No? Okay. How about if I mention,
Yeah. I remember her, yeah.
okay. What can you tell me about what you remember about that day?
She came in, gave her massage like normal. Can't recall anything else.
Nothing? Do you remember if that was the first time that you had her as a client?
I think she came in once before.
Okay, gotcha. So this would have been her second time having you perform your massage therapy, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So that'd be the second time. Did anything stand out during that massage on January 5th? Anything? Did she say anything to you?
Can't recall.
No? Okay. Alright. So she had come to the police department to make a report with us in regards to some inappropriate touching that had occurred during this massage. Okay? Does any of that ring a bell to you?
No.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you typically always have the same kind of massage every time you massage somebody? I know on your website that you have therapeutic, sports, so forth. Is it you work the same process head to toe? Is it the same thing every time?
Sometimes it's different,
Okay.
just depending on what the client comes in for and is presenting with in that specific time. So they'll fill out the intake
Okay.
the first time, and then depending on what they are presenting with
Sure.
in that specific time frame.
Do you remember what Jenna had requested for that day?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, no problem. Is it typical for you to do an abdominal massage for your clients?
Sometimes, just depends on if they are, sorry, I'm trying to...
You okay there? Here, why don't you have it? Here.
You want to take a seat on
You want
the
to take
stoop?
it? Yeah, I want. Whoop. Austin, can you hear me, buddy?
I'm getting a little lightheaded.
How about this? I'm going to assist you to the back stoop here so you can have a seat on there, okay? You good with that?
Where?
How about we just have a little seat on this step back here so you can... Oh, there's no real step. There it is. Yeah, here. I'm going to turn you around slowly. Okay, no. How about we just sit here? There we go. We're just going to sit down. Can you sit back down on your feet, Austin?
Where?
Can you just sit down?
Sure.
There's a brick behind you.
Yep. Maybe you could just... There you go. Alright. Are you okay? Do you want an ambulance?
No, I think I should be good just sitting here like that.
Okay. Is what I'm talking about, affecting you, or... 'Cause you seemed fine until I started talking a little bit more about the massage and everything.
I don't know. Should be okay, just didn't sleep well and I was startled up. I was just laying in bed and hadn't eaten anything today, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have any appointments today for massages?
I do, yeah.
What time?
11:30.
Okay, alright, so we got a little time. You sure you don't want an ambulance or anything?
Yeah, I'll be good.
Okay, well, anytime.
Diabetic or anything like that you need to worry about?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay.
Okay, well, if at any time, you need something, let us know. We can get an ambulance here or what have you, okay? If you want to stand up again, feel free to stand up. You're just getting kind of woozy there, all right?
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so back on track to what I was asking you about the abdominal massages. Is that a common thing that you offer to your clients?
Usually only if they're talking about like digestive issues or anything like that, and like obviously it helps with getting the flow because it's like a manual manipulation of like usually start down here where it originates, like the large intestine originates down here pretty low and then comes up to the rib, across and down, and so usually I'll try to get the flow back like that.
Okay, which makes sense. Requested that? Is that something that a client would request, or is that just like part of your wellness massage?
Typically, like if they request it, or if I find that it's a necessary type thing.
Okay. On January 5th?
I think she either might have said like, oh, she had like digestive issues or something like that. I can't remember like off the exact top of my head, but
okay. All right. So now that I'm talking about the abdominal massage, kind of ringing a bell. Because I'm thinking how you were feeling just now, maybe that, what occurred there is kind of affecting you. Would that be an accurate statement? Listen, Austin, nobody's going away in handcuffs today, okay? You're not going to jail today or anything like that. So, if that helps take the, worriness or stress away from you, I hope it can, okay?
So you're just getting a statement then?
Just getting a statement. Look, anytime I get assigned a case, there's always two sides to a case.
Right.
Okay? There's the person that comes to us, and then there's the other side of this. Mm-hmm. And somewhere in the middle is what really occurred.
Right.
All I'm doing is talking to you to get your side of things. I think a couple of things happened during the massage that aren't standard. Okay? And, sometimes, things happen. Doesn't make you a bad person, but sometimes people get a little carried away with what they're doing. They get involved and they don't even realize what they're doing during this, and then they kind of snap back and they go, okay, maybe this wasn't the right thing to do. And I think that's what's happened here. I don't think you're a bad person. The massage was simply a mistake. That's just my opinion of it. And that's why I was hoping to talk to you about that, to get your side of it. So now that we're kind of clearing the air, you're not going to jail today or anything like that, we're looking to just talk to get your version of things. Does it remind you a little more of what happened during that massage?
A little bit. I'm sure people can misconstrue like getting like an abdominal massage going, like, because a lot of people, like, I'm sure you guys are accustomed to sitting and doing paperwork and stuff like that, and they do actually say like sitting is the new smoking, and it can cause a lot of issues within the body, and so getting into the hip flexors, which are pretty like invasive, I guess you could say. People can potentially like misconstrue that as like inappropriate touching and stuff like that. And
when you're giving this massage, specifically like the abdominal massage, and like you said by the hip flexors, where are your like forearms or your hands at during this? If you could show me on you, obviously.
Typically, like I try to go like across. Sometimes they do end up like this, like, because if I'm like here, like if I'm getting like, it's usually like the last area that I'm doing, so I get a little tired and everything like that, and so like sometimes like leaning over, and like if I'm not like exactly here, and like if I'm here and like leaning, then it could potentially like come across or whatever.
When you're saying you're leaning over, are you to the side?
I'm on the side, yeah. I'm always on the side of the table. But like as I like lean over, it could be like leaning onto the person.
Okay, so like your forearm would be leaning onto that person?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, and what body part would your forearm be leaning onto?
Just depends on like where, like if I'm going across through here or leaning like on the leg or any other specific areas.
Okay, would it be uncommon to say that your forearm, while giving this abdominal massage, your forearm was leaning on the inner leg, inner thigh of Jenna?
Yeah, it could be like leaning, potentially on like inner portion of. Yeah.
Okay, and during this, is there a sheet over her? Is there a towel? What do you guys use at your facility?
Sheets, yeah.
They're sheets, okay. And how do you move the sheet as to not expose the person? Like, how would you, if you're giving an abdominal massage, where would that sheet be on this person?
Usually I'll drape it in like kind of like a U.
Okay.
So that the top part of the U is obviously covering the breast, and the under part of the U is like across the hips.
Okay, gotcha. And did you do that this day?
Yeah, I do that every time I do for the abdominal massage.
Okay, and then, you know, I've never had a massage before, so I'm not that familiar with the process or anything like that, but just from my cases I've had in the past, do you ask your clients to remove their undergarments, like their underwear?
I don't ask them. Sometimes they do.
Okay.
I just typically, I'll tell them, disrobe to like your comfort levels,
Sure.
and then usually I'll say like, disrobe everything from waist up off, pants, shoes, and socks off, and then they kind of go from there.
Gotcha.
Just because I'm doing like a back massage, I need things off from the top.
Wearing underwear?
I can't recall off the top of my head.
Okay. So when you're...
I typically don't remember like every single client and like what they're wearing.
Right, and this is a little over a month obviously now, so you know I wouldn't expect you. I mean, how many clients would you think you see in a month?
In a month, probably close to like 45,
Okay.
50.
Alright, so you're pretty steady. So you're doing the abdominal massage, you know, and you're telling me that your forearm could have been on like an inner thigh, okay? And then you're kind of, the way she described it is kind of like how you were describing it. You're just kind of working in a circular pattern of the abdominal massage.
Yeah, because usually I'll start on one side. I'll start the lower right, and I'll come up to about here.
Okay.
And then I'll go to the other side so that I can go from here and back down around.
Okay. Are you working any of the stomach that is underneath, like the belly button area?
So yeah, usually like the belly button's here, so like here is like where the start of the large intestine is, and also where like the hip flexor is, because like the hip, stand up again.
Okay.
So like the hip bone is like literally here, and where the hip flexor is,
Sure.
You're like literally like going
Gotcha.
down and into there, so it could be like kind of invasive area sometimes and be potentially like misconstrued as like inappropriate touching.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely like if the belly button's here, then definitely like working down into here. So
What about like the area between, like below the belly button and the pelvic bone? Anything there you're massaging? To complete like the circle?
maybe just a little bit like right in down into the bottom, but
Okay, and when you're doing this abdominal massage, are you mainly using your like fingertips? Are you using the palm of your hand?
usually like my palm is like on there, so like if I'm massaging like with my fingers, the palm is kind of moving as well.
Okay.
And sometimes it's resting or whatever.
Okay. And you know, if I was a poker player, Austin, I'd be a horrible poker player because I'd be showing you all my cards. And why I use that references is I'm not here to play games. I just literally put everything out there, okay? Is there a chance that while you're giving her this abdominal massage, you know, you're working the lower part of her stomach with your fingers, is your palm resting on her vagina?
I wouldn't say it goes that far. It's potentially like pubic bone is here,
okay,
and then obviously like the vagina is like down, kind of like the cliff, if you would say. So like potentially like here, like on
the pelvic bone.
Yeah.
But not the actual vagina itself.
Not that I would even be aware of.
Because it's something you would probably remember, I would think.
Right.
You know? And again, I'm not saying that you meant harm by it, you know what I mean? But I think maybe, possibly, the massage, you got engrossed in it because you like to bring your wellness to people. You know what I mean? You like to make people feel good. And, you know, is there a chance that this maybe got a little away from you?
Potentially.
Okay. Can we talk about that potentially, what you're saying? Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, obviously you saw cute, I guess you could say.
She's a cute young lady. Yep.
Yeah, like people are not exposed,
sure.
but like you can see parts of the body, and so it could potentially like go towards the pretty girl or whatever, and
sure.
all of that, and so potentially it could be.
So were you saw a pretty girl come into your clinic, you know, and thought, okay, I'm giving her a massage, and just kind of, would you say you just got wrapped up in the massage and wanted to give her pleasure by the massage? And maybe it got a little too far?
Possibly, yeah.
And here's the thing, Austin. I get it. You know, it's a Thursday morning. You have two officers here talking to you. You know, kind of, you know, not what you thought your day was going to be. Okay. But again, let me remind you, you're not going to jail today. I'm just talking to get everybody's side of it. And I truly believe this. I don't think you're a bad person, and I don't think you meant any ill will during this. I think you had a pretty young lady at your place, and you're in the massage, and I think you literally were just engulfed in giving the massage, you know, and I think it went a little bit too far. I think you touched her, you know, where maybe she didn't want to be touched, because she was thinking it was massage, you know what I mean? Would that be an accurate statement?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. So, when I'm asking if your hand touched her vagina, I think you may be afraid to say that because, again, you think you're going to be in trouble, okay? But I think that is what happened. When you were given the abdominal massage, again, I think you're literally just engrossed in it. You're kind of doing the abdominal massage, and, you know, you kind of had the forearm kind of in the inner thigh, doing your thing. Nothing wrong with that, okay? And I think, again, you just got engrossed in it, saw that she was okay with it at that point, and then you just kind of continued with the abdominal massage, but then the palm of your hand made contact with her vagina. Would that be accurate?
I don't think the sheet ever came off, and so it wasn't skin to skin.
Okay.
But potentially, yeah, could have.
Okay. And I would say we're at the point of, you know, it's either a yes or a no at this point. You know what I mean? So either your hand was touching her vagina or it wasn't. I think it was, but I don't think, again, you meant ill will by it. I think you were just in the moment, like I said. So is that a yes, your hand was touching her vagina?
Vagina, might have been top portion of it.
Okay, so top portion of vagina, but your fingers are more.
Nothing entered,
No, she never said that.
Okay.
She never said that any of your fingers or any part of you enter her vagina. Okay, so we'll just put that out there. Okay. which would include the top portion of the vagina, what you're talking about. Would you say that, like, where the clitoris is, that's where your hand was?
Yeah.
Okay. Did it go any lower?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. Is that regular practice for you?
No.
No. Okay. So, what changed that day to where you felt it was okay to put your hand on her vagina?
Nothing really like changed. It was, like you said, got engulfed in that and was kind of okay. Like just doing the massage and then just kind of happened.
Okay. And then while this is going on, you touch her vagina with your hand. What happens after that?
I stopped and then redraped and then went to go do her arms and the rest of the massage.
Okay. How much longer after when you were touching her vagina did the massage continue?
Not much, because she did seem like kind of upset, and so then she wanted to stop the massage once I was like going to do her the rest of the arm.
Okay, and again, all very accurate to what she's saying as well. So this is good that the stories are consistent, and like you said, nothing entered the vagina or anything like that. So that's why I would like to hear. So let me just read a couple of things what she says during her interview. So you're doing the lower abdomen, and then you asked her, do you want me to continue? This is while your hand had touched her vagina, and she said no. And then you responded with, do you want me to move on then? And she said yes. So then you began, like you just said, massaging her arms, and then she asked you to stop at that point. Would you say that's accurate to what occurred? Okay. And then you offered to end the massage. She agreed, and stating that she needed to leave.
Okay.
Is that what she said to you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then she just kind of talks about, the massage a little bit more. There was the pressure of. Would that be an accurate statement? Like, kind of like what you're describing. Your forearms kind of over her clit.
Yeah, that could potentially, because I'm up here, and then the arm kind of comes across, down.
Okay, alright. She advised while you're kind of manipulating this, and I can see this totally. Again, never had a massage, but from the cases that I've had, a sheet's pretty thin and can just be like, literally, you sneeze, the thing falls off. You know what I mean? So, did the sheet kind of fall away at that time? Like, when you're kind of, if your arm's kind of resting on her forearm, and then you readjust so that you can continue with the massage, did the sheet kind of fall away at that point?
Like you said, yeah, it's like over, and it is like in a U shape,
Sure.
and so it's kind of like bunched up
Yep.
in specific areas, and so then as you're moving across, like my arm could have like brushed it away.
Which makes sense to me. Total sense to me. So I think maybe that's what happened. Your forearm's kind of there resting in between while you're doing a massage, and as you move like you would normally move during a massage, the sheet kind of went away, exposing her vagina. Again, like we talked about, you're kind of in the moment.
Yeah,
I get that.
It's dark and
Yeah, sure. So
dimly lit.
So would you say at that time the sheet had moved away, and then you had made skin-on-skin contact though at this point?
I guess potentially.
Well, like I said, it's either yes or no. And I always like to tell people, if I get something wrong, you tell me I get it wrong, or I got it right. So that's how it's kind of like a yes or no. So would you say yes?
Like down like towards like the pubic area, yeah.
But like she's saying, the palm of your hand, skin palm, was touching her clitoris. Skin on skin. Like she says in the report. Yes?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so after you left the room, she was getting dressed. She says that you knocked on the door and you came back in to speak with her. Do you remember what you had said to her?
I know she was upset and all of that, and so I wasn't going to charge her for the therapy session.
Okay.
So.
So here's some of the things that she said that you had said to her after she got dressed and you walked back in the room. I'm really sorry, that's never happened before. Do you remember saying that?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. She then said that you said, I just wasn't thinking. Remember saying that?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Next thing she says, I like making people feel good and I got carried away. Remember saying that?
Well, making them feel good in that essence of like with the therapy, not like.
And that's why I thought, yeah. And that's why I brought that up of how you got carried away, because I can clearly see that. The next one she says, I would really appreciate if this stayed between us. You remember saying that to her?
Yeah, 'cause I knew that like obviously if it got out or whatever, then it like could blow up.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So you're worried about your reputation as a professional masseuse, correct?
Right.
Okay. Totally understand that. The last quote you said to her that I have here in the report is, I assume you won't come back here for a massage, but I hope you get a massage again sometime. You remember saying that?
Yeah, I figured like she wouldn't want to come back to me, but
sure.
Like obviously everybody needs and could use massages, and so hopefully like she wasn't like completely like mortified by that she could still potentially go and
massage therapy at another.
Right.
Yeah. No. And again, that's you're looking out for her welfare, and I get that. I mean, that's your life, giving massages and the belief that massage therapy is good for everyone. Okay. Let me ask you this: during the massage, was she flirtatious with you at all?
Like not like flirty, but like we had been talking and like laughing and giggling, so yeah, I potentially could have like misconstrued that as like being more flirtatious and everything like that, and potentially like overthought.
Yeah. Okay. Did she ever ask you for your number or anything prior to this? Well, I mean, like, like, hey, do you mind if I call you, like a non-professional? Yeah. No, nothing like that. Okay. Austin, has anybody ever, or I should rephrase this, has this ever happened with somebody before where, say, it turned out to work into a relationship? Like, maybe the person was flirting with you, like you mentioned, or you thought she was flirting with you, got carried away with the massage, and this happened like this before?
No, I have pretty strict boundaries of like being a professional. Like, if you look at all my reviews, everybody's like, "Oh, he's so professional. He knows so much." Blah blah blah. This, that, and the other. And like, I do understand. Like, it was just like a lapse of judgment. And,
kind of up in the
yeah,
sure. The only reason I asked that, Austin, is because when I got assigned this case, typically I'll see if we have any contacts with her or you previous. And back in 2021, maybe 2020, there was a report made by a female where it was something along the same lines as this. So that's why I asked you if maybe this has happened before with somebody else. Again, I totally get the, hey, I'm kind of, in the moment with everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I'm asking if this could potentially have happened with another client of yours.
Not to this extent.
Okay.
It was like a glute massage where it was like massaging the glutes, and she wasn't like.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes like I'll drape and like I'll massage the glutes, which is like a larger muscle that like needs to be massaged, and I guess she wasn't like fully like on par with like what was going to be happening and what was going to be massaged, and so by massaging the glutes, it was kind of
outside of what she was comfortable with.
Right.
Okay. Like how far onto the glute. Like, when you, again, never had a massage, so I don't know the whole things, but obviously I've done enough of these investigations. I have no idea, but what I've learned is every masseuse has a little bit different technique and everything like that. Referring back to this other young lady, when you're massaging her glutes, what part of the glute are you massaging, specifically on this one?
Mainly just the muscle of the glute. Never like went into like the line or like any area like that. It's mainly just the actual muscle of the glutes.
Okay, but not like the side of the glutes, more of like the actual, like, as street term would be, like the butt cheek. You're massaging
so like,
that.
Yeah, so like if you have like the glute here and then like on like the glute max, where like the larger portion of the muscle is, never like obviously never in the line, where there's like is and everything like that. So.
Very good. And then, but she didn't like that. She just kind of reacted weird to that. Did she ask you to stop?
No, it was. I like didn't even think anything of it because like I massage people's glutes all the time, and then she didn't show any discomfort, anything like that, and then get like a report saying like I had like the police come to my business and everything like that, and I give them a full report like how I'm doing now, and it was just kind of I was dumbfounded like
The police came and talked to you though?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, I think that kind of covers what happened. Like he said, the stories are consistent, so that's good. If she says something happened, we said it happened.
Yeah.
We're on the same page there. We appreciate you talking to us. And
I threw a lot of stuff out. Yeah, Austin, do you have any questions for me or my partner?
Well, I know you obviously have to get both sides and everything like that, but like where exactly is this going to be like leading or going to?
Sure. So basically I have to review the case with everything, and maybe contact the state's attorney in regards to this, and then basically present things, and then if we go the route of charges, meaning for anything involved with this case, I will call and let you know. Again, I'm not here to play games. I'm not like hey, I'm going to go get a warrant, not tell Austin, and then, you know what I mean, just you're driving and you get pulled over and arrested. That's not all what I do. If I'm going to go get a warrant for you for this, I will call you and let you know, hey, I got an arrest warrant for you, blah, blah, blah. This is what you need to do. You turn yourself in. Or, if there is no warrant, nothing happens with this case, I will call you as well and say, hey, everything's been documented. Nothing further is going to happen with this. There's no warrant for you. Go about your way and stuff like that. And that's pretty much how I play. Again, there's no games with me up front on this. I'm going to give you my card so you know who you're talking with. If you have any questions for me, feel free to give me a call, email me, or anything like that, okay?
So whose decision will it be like if it does feel like charges pressed or whatever?
So the state's attorney's office is the ultimate charging authority with that. So like he said, we take the totality of the information that we gather, present it to them, they review it, and give us
like worst case scenario, like what exactly happens then?
I would get a warrant for you, call you and say, hey, I got a warrant for you, and then you could turn yourself at any police department, but probably be ideal to turn yourself in at the Naperville Police Department. Get your picture taken, get your fingerprints taken. I would tell you what the bond amount is to get out, or if there is no bond, they might just be a no bond, and then you just be assigned a court date. Go to court, go in front of a judge, and then that'd be it.
What would the judge, what would that?
If I had a crystal ball to tell you, I would tell you,
like
honestly.
What kind of charges would be presented, basically, if it did come down to that?
If I knew, again, Austin, I would tell you. So it could be a couple of different things. But, again, since I'm not going to be the charging person, meaning I just present the facts to the state's attorney's office. They're the ones that make we'll use the example, they may be like, you know what, we're going to charge Austin with battery. Okay? And then that would be your charge. You know, that would be under warrant, and then you come in, you go, you know, like I said, the whole process, and then you go in front of the judge, and you'd be like, okay, you're being charged with battery, how do you plead, blah, 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 just like what you see on TV.
What's battery?
Making contact in a provoking way, or you're making unwanted contact with somebody. You know, like if I say that, hey, I'm going to go kick that guy's ass across the street, that's assault. If I walk over and I punch him in the face, that's a battery. I made contact with him. You know what I mean? But again, we are putting the cart way ahead of everything. I know it's a lot to take in and everything like that, but, you know, like I said, I will keep you in the loop every step along the way, okay? Again, not here to play games with you or anything like that. I appreciate your time that you provided us. I'm going to give you my card. Do you have any other questions before I leave? That's just the report number that's associated with this, okay? And I wish everything was like a 30-minute TV show with crime. It is not. The wheels of justice move slowly. So you may not hear from me for a little bit, okay, until a state's attorney reviews things, you know what I mean, and goes through the reports, goes through the interviews. The person will literally watch interviews, okay, and then make a determination from there. But that is, again, not a 30-minute TV show. It could be weeks up to a month. Hopefully not. But if I hear something right away, I'll let you know, okay?
And like I said, he'll let you know when the warrant, so you don't need to be paranoid that somebody's out trying to pick you up on a warrant or anything like that. He will call you, let you know, give you that, like you've been cooperative here, give you the opportunity to just drive yourself over to the PD. Warrant sounds big and scary. It's really getting your picture taken, your fingerprints on a machine. You don't even have to get your hands dirty. There's no cash bail anymore, so chances are that's the process. You get a court date and you leave.
Yep.
Right. It starts the process for court. You get assigned a court date. We document that happened, and that's the end of it. So warrant sounds big and scary, but at the end of the day, it's really just a procedural
it's not like
thing,
when
if
you
that
see in
makes
movies.
sense.
You know, it's not at all like that. So, any other questions, Austin? Okay, well, again, I appreciate your time. Call me if you need anything, okay? All right, thank you so much.
Yep, take care of yourself.